Plastics. Good or Bad by Philip Simpson. Plastic is all around us. We use it every day. We store our food in it. We drink water from it. We even brush our teeth with plastic toothbrushes. The first plastics sold were developed in the 1800s. After World War II, modern plastic production methods developed quickly. Plastic is now used in many things, from car parts to doll parts. But are plastics good or bad? Since 1962, Lego bricks have been made with a very durable type of plastic called ABS. It is very hard and has a scratch-proof surface. Plastics. The positives. Without the invention of plastic, our lives would be very different. For a start, try and think of life without movies. Celluloid, one of the first kinds of plastic, transformed the filmmaking business in the early 1900s. Before the invention of celluloid, films had to be much shorter due to the weakness of the material that were used. Celluloid film was stronger and more flexible, which meant longer movies could be made. The invention of celluloid film revolutionized filmmaking in the 20th century. Plastic is very light when compared with glass and ceramics. This means transport costs are low. Plastic is also very strong. It can be easily molded and is cheap to make. Medical tools can be stored in sterile plastic packages. This is useful in hospitals, doctors' offices, and ambulances. Plastic is widely used in the healthcare industry. Eyeglasses with plastic frames are lighter on the nose, and they are less likely to break if they are dropped. Plastic containers are handy for storing food and drink. Plastic is a good way to store harmful substances, such as bleach. Many items that were once made of metal are now made of plastic. Cars are a good example. The use of plastic means that cars last longer. This is because many of the parts will not rust. Cars are also lighter than they used to be, which means they use less fuel. Many plastics can now be recycled or reused. These bales of plastic are ready for recycling. Plastics. The negatives. Most plastics are made from oil. The oil is mined from under the earth. Oil is a limited resource. Experts agree that one day it will run out. Oil platforms drill into the earth and extract oil. The process of making plastic puts harmful chemicals into the soil, air, and water. Some of these chemicals can also build up in our bodies. Plastic that cannot be recycled goes into landfill. Many plastic items end up in rivers and oceans. In the ocean, much of this plastic waste drifts towards gyres, or circular ocean currents. One of these gyres forms the Great Pacific Garbage Patch in the Pacific Ocean. It is mainly composed of tiny, floating bits of plastic. Pieces of plastic in the ocean are harmful to animals. Birds can mistake them for food. Sea creatures can become caught up in pieces of plastic. Some plastics take thousands of years to break down. When they do, chemicals can leak out of the landfill site if the area has not been properly prepared. Plastic fishing nets are hazardous to sea creatures. Microplastic in a water sample from the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Plastics. The upshot. To summarize, plastic is useful to us in many ways. It is cheap, easy to transport, and very durable, but it is also harmful to the environment. Plastic is made from a finite resource. It can endanger the lives of sea animals. And some plastics contain unsafe chemicals. Do the positives outweigh the negatives? I think that plastic is a handy material, but we need to look into ways to make its use less harmful. If not plastic, then what? Even though we recycle some plastic, Most of it still goes into a landfill or ends up in the ocean. So what can we do? Many people are changing the way they shop to reduce the amount of plastic they use. These methods include using cloth shopping bags, storing food in glass, and choosing products wrapped in cardboard rather than plastic. Companies are working on innovative ideas to reduce the negative effects of plastic. So far, these include liquid wood and plant-based plastics, made from things like vegetable oil and corn. Scientists are coming up with new ideas all the time. Corn and cornstarch are already being used to make items such as food containers and pens. Chicken feather plastic. Scientists are working on an idea that combines chicken feathers with chemicals to create plastic. Chicken feathers are made of keratin. This is an extremely tough protein. Chicken feathers are not a limited resource. Millions of chickens are born every day. Plastic made from chicken feathers is expected to be biodegradable. This means it will break down after it has been thrown away. Questions about plastics, good or bad? 1. How do people use plastic? 2. How did plastic change the early movie business? 3. What are the benefits of plastic and other materials? 4. Some problems with making plastic oil. 5. How long does it take plastic to break down? What problems does this cause? 6. Does the author think plastic is good or bad? How do you know? 7. How can people use less plastic? 8. How could plastic made from chicken feathers be different?